Welcome to page setter 9th 10th. Today we are going to first time start the first chapter, the math, the use of the coordinates. Gentlemen, we all are aware about the math, the chapter 1. The syllabus has been changed, so please observe keenly. Try to understand what is there in that. The first is a orientation. The what is orientation? We must be familiarized with the coordinates. The one of the example I'll give you. The one of the room I have made it. If you know the everything, that you know that if you want to measure anything, we require the reference point. Am I right? The reference point is a mandatory. If you want to go to your school, certainly you will say the school is a 500-meter in the east of my house. So the house become the reference point. If you go to the globe, if you have to locate the India, if you have to locate the America, the what is the reference point you are taking? You are taking the two reference point. That one is a equator. The equator is a horizontal line. You take it the equator at the 0 degree, and the another you are taking the longitude, that is a the prime meridian. The prime meridian, again you are taking the longitude now the 0. So you require the two reference point, correct? Then only you can locate it. Here also the same thing, because if I say that from this line, this point is a here. If I say it is a 5 meter, then what you will understand? This line is a this much length. This is also 5 meter. 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 The exact location you can't find out because of the only one reference point. But if I say the from this reference line it is a 5 meter, and from the this reference line it is a the 4 meter. So you will come across the this point, correct? So to have the location at exact one point, we require the two location. Here I say the one of the room is made. In the room you can say I have taken the north wall, south wall, the east wall, and the west wall. The west the wall. In that I have this room I have made 9 by 11. Room is of the size of 9 by 11. So I have taken from the 0 0. This we can say it is a origin, correct? Origin. Here I took the two reference point. The one is a this reference point. This is the horizontal. What is that? Horizontal. The horizontal line, correct? And this we can say is a vertical line. The vertical line, or you can say the vertical axis. You can say the vertical axis also. You say line or the axis. So the two reference point I have taken. I have divided this into the 9 part, correct? And this into the 11 part. Since the room is a right rectangular size, so the top will be also divided into the 9, and this side wall, the east will be also divided into the 11 part. Now you have to locate many things. Suppose first the where you have put your bed. When you have put your bed here, the bed is suppose MNOP. The MNOP is your bed. So the what will be the distance from the reference point? That is a reference. If you take the horizontal line like a x, another as a the y axis, the vertical line, then you can very well find out. Suppose the m is there. The first point we will see the m. Can you see on the y we have gone first? Always make the habits to go horizontal. If you go the horizontal, there is a no way. You have to go to the m. So the horizontal is a 0 only. So it becomes the 0, and when you go to the vertical, keep on writing, you are reaching to the 6. So this coordinates will be the 0 and the 6. 0 and the 6 means you can understand from the y axis, from this axis it is at the 0 distance, and from the bottom horizontal lines it is at the distance of the 6, correct? Distance of the 6. When you go to the n, then n you find that to reach the n you have to go to this place, correct? It is in front of the 4, so you will write the 4 means understood. The 4 is from here, the y axis, from the vertical you have to go to the, to reach here you have to go right side the 4, correct? So x we are writing the 4. Thereafter, we will see from the x line how much we have to travel. So we have to travel the 4 we have traveled, and from the top we have gone to the 6. So it become the 4 and 6. In the same line, we have gone to the O. The O is in the same line, so if we can say it is a 4, but it has traveled at the height 9, so we'll say the 4 and 9, and this will become the 0. The x is a 0 and the 9. So we could find out by that the exact location we can do it, correct? In the wardrobe. Now what is a wardrobe? The wardrobe is the big almirah. We know cupboard is a small, the almirah is a medium size, and the wardrobe is the bigger almirah. We call it the wardrobe. So the wardrobe also point you can find out. Here is a 4, correct? Always there are two ways. There are two ways. The both are equal. Either you take the distance from the y-axis that will be called the x coordinate. If you take the distance from the x-axis, that will be called the y coordinate. Or for me, I have made the very simple. If you have to go here, you start always horizontal line. You have traveled from 0 to the 4. So the one point you got it the 4, and you are not going to the up and down anywhere. So this will become the 4 and the 0. At this point, the coordinates required, we will say we have come to the 4, then we have gone to the 2, so it becomes the 4 and the 2. Correct? If we reach here 7, from 0 we have gone 7, and we have not gone to the up and down, so it becomes the 7 and 0. Here we have gone the 2, so it becomes the 7 and the 2. Correct? If you go to the door, you can see the door. You have come to the 9, then you have gone to the door, D2 position. So it becomes the 9 and the 3. Top you have gone 3. Correct? Again, to go to the D1, you have come from the 0 to the, on the x-axis horizontal line. You have come to the 9, and thereafter you have gone on the top to the 6, so it becomes the 9 and the 6, correct? This is the how you can find out the true difference with the two reference point, that is the horizontal line and the vertical line. The true data you can have it, and you can locate anything. The window also you can locate it. The window is you can say the window is it is somewhere the window we have put, it is starting from the, suppose the window is here 4 and it has gone the here, so it is the 5 point. So what will happen, the we have to go to the x, so we find that it is coming to the 4, so it becomes the 4, and the top we have gone to the 11, so it becomes the 4 and the 11. Again we are going the right side, so it becomes the 5.5, is the 5.5 and gone to the height of the 11. So this becomes the, with respect to the horizontal line and the vertical line, we can find out the any of the rooms, any of the things, any of the place in the world with reference to the equator and the prime meridian, we can locate it, correct? So there was a requirement felt to locate anything. So to solve that in the two the 2D, that is a two dimension. In the two dimension, we required to solve the problem. So there was the requirement of the coordination. That is a, we required actually the coordination with respect to the x and the y axis. Correct? So there was a the Cartesian. We say the 2D the Cartesian product. In the Cartesian product, in the 2D, we are dividing into the four quadrant, correct? So we are horizontal line. This horizontal line we say it is a x axis. What is called? It is a horizontal line is called x axis, and vertical line is called the y axis, correct? Where both are intersecting, this is called the origin. Its coordinates are 0 0. So remember, The distance from the y-axis, distance from the y-axis to the particular point will be the value of the x coordinate, and distance from the x will be the value of the y coordinate. So here also we have the two reference line. This is this one, and this is the y. So this is the x-axis. We call it the x-axis and y-axis, and the two reference, the number we are getting, we call it that the number is called the coordinate. What is that? Coordinate. Why we say coordinate? Because it is a coordinating. It is the point is a coordinating with the two reference point x and y. So we say it is a the coordinates. The coordinates will be like the a and b. So a will say the x and y will say the y coordinate. The x coordinate will be the x coordinate is here. The coordinate, can you see the x coordinate is a, and the y coordinate is a, the y coordinate is a b. The first which is coming, that is a x, that is a x coordinate, correct? So it will be the distance from the y axis. The second will be coming, that is the y coordinate, the distance from the x axis, correct? This all is to understand. The individually, the if the MCQ is asked, if they ask the MCQ that the which is the abscissa and which is the ordinate, gentlemen, the individually the x, the value of the x coordinate is called the abscissa. This is called the abscissa. Can you see? The from the y axis, the d is a distance. So a point, the whatever the distance is there, whatever the distance is there, that is a and b. If I am taking, then it is a it becomes the a and this become the b, correct? B. So this a is called the abscissa, this is called the abscissa, and the b will be called the ordinate. What will be called? Ordinate. In the combined we say it is a coordinate. The combined we say it is a the coordinate, correct? Combined. The individual it is a, the x coordinate is called abscissa and the y coordinate is called the ordinates, correct? So if the anything is given, suppose if I am getting the somebody is giving number 0, the 4 minus 4, then what we will go? We will come to the 0 on the x axis horizontal, then we will go to the minus 4. Now on the y axis, the minus 4 is a bottom, the minus 4 is a bottom. So this becomes the point of the 0 and the minus 4. Understood? This is how we are doing. So the remember the quadrant, when you divide it, this become the first quadrant. This will be the second, this will be the third, and this will be the fourth. This will be the fourth. Remember, in the first quadrant, all positive, A and positive, whatever the coordinates you are getting, both will be positive, both positive. In this, you get x negative, correct? And the y coordinates you will get it, that is a positive. When you fall, when the point falls in the third quadrant, you will find the x is also negative and the y is also negative, correct? And here we will find that x is a positive and the y will be the negative. Understood? So this you should have the ideas about that. So the any number can be, remember, make the habit, the first you travel on the x axis horizontal line. The example, suppose somebody says, somebody the number they are asking to point to locate the point on the xy plane or the Cartesian product. Then what you will do it? If they say -2 and -3, what you will do? You come to the x-axis first, the -2. Then you have to come to the -3 on y-axis. So the bottom you get here, correct? So this of the -2 and -3. This I become the -2 and the -3. So both are negative. Could you see it? Remember sentiment. The few points you must remember. What are the points are there? On the x-axis, on the x-axis you find that the value of the keep varying. Suppose if I take this point, we can write the 5. but y is 0. On x axis is always 0, always 0, correct? And on y axis, remember on y axis, x is always 0, always 0. This you should not forget, correct? The origin is a O which is having. Suppose somebody is giving you that I have given the three verses. They are telling you that make a right angle triangle. The one of the vertices of the right angle triangle is a origin. Then we can do it. No, correct. Can you see it? I have done it. This became the right angle triangle. Then they will ask you find the area. So area the base easily you can find out. Suppose if it is a 3, it is a 0. So this become the 3 and the height is a 3 minus 0. So it become the 3. So the area is equal to what is that? The half into base into height. Correct? So that is the way you can find out the area. Suppose you find the four locations are there and which they make it like a rectangle. You find this length minus 2 and minus 5. The difference you find out. Find out the difference. You get the 3 or here you could find out the suppose it is a 2.5 and this become the 3. Just you multiply you can get the area of that. So any of the shape is there you can easily find out the area of that. Remember, the any line is on x-axis or the y-axis. The any 2 points are lying on the x-axis and the y-axis. Just you find the difference. Example I'll give you. Suppose the 3 and the 7 is there. This 7 minus 3, this become the length of this line. Correct? So the any line which is on the axis or parallel to the axis, easily you can find it. You can see it is a 7, it is a 3. So you make 7 minus 3, it becomes the 4 is a length. Correct? If you find that it is a line with the 2 point, you got it. One is a 5, another in front 7. So it is parallel to the y-axis. Take the compare with the y-axis. It is a 7, it is a 5. So 7 minus 5 is become the 2. Remember, this will happen directly. You can find out the length of the line or the line segment only when you find that the both the points are either lying on the axes or it is parallel to the some of the axes. When it is inclined, if it is like that, if it is suppose if it is like that, you can't find out. Then you can find out there are two ways are there. You can find out make a triangle here, correct? So this way you can find out. Then otherwise other rule is there between there is a formula by which that directly also you can find out, correct? So there are two ways, either you make it the right angle triangle, correct? You can make the right angle triangle, you can use the Pythagoras. There are many ways are there, we can see the one by one. I think we all are by the time we all are the well familiar about the coordinates. Remember, the x coordinates are called the abscissa, the y coordinates are called the ordinates. There are many formulas are there. There are many formulas are there. There's that find the distance between the suppose I have the 2 points. Suppose the 2 points are there. If it is suppose the x1, the x1 and y1, the another we get the x2 and the y2. Correct? If the distance to be find out, if the distance is to be find out, the one of the things we have learned that if it is a parallel to the axis, directly we can minus the axis minus the section minus the whatever is a parallel to the particular axis. Suppose if it is parallel to the x-axis, we will take the x2 minus x1. We can find out the length. One was there. If it is inclined, there is a formula by which you can find out. Suppose this is A and B. That AB will be the difference you need to find out. What is the difference? X2 minus x1 ka whole square, the plus the y2 minus y1 ka whole square. Correct? So find the difference, add it and the under root you can easily find out the distance. Correct? This is the way you should do it. Correct? This is the way you can do it. You can find out the values of the distance. Correct? This is the one of the rule. The one more rule is there. The one more rule for the especially for the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle. Area of the triangle. The area of the triangle you can find out very well. The 1 by 2. The 1 by 2 into the base into height. If you could find out, suppose if you do not know anything, correct, and you have that triangle which you got the values of the x1 y1, the x2 y2 and the x3 and y3. You have the three the coordinates known and you need to find out. So one of the formula, note it down. The area of the triangle will be the half. Correct? Half. You write down x1 the into the y2 minus y3. Correct? The plus. You write the x2. Then it becomes the y3 minus y1. You write the x3, the y1 minus the y2. Correct? This becomes the value of that. So that is the value of that. Remember, you take the x1. When you take the x1, you are taking the x1. You minus it. Y2 minus the y3. Correct? Y2 minus the y3. Y2 minus y3. Uh, Okay, so this is the formula, you should know it. Easy to remember. If you take the x1 multiply by the y2 minus y3, then you take the x2, you subtract y2 minus the y1. Then you take the x3, the y1 minus y2. You should understand this is the formula by which you need not to find out the individual length, need not to worry for the which is the base, the which is the height. You need not to worry. Directly you write, you can find out. Correct? So the one more thing you can learn from here. You know that the collinear. Have you heard the name of the collinear? The collinear. You should understand if the 2 3 points are lying on the same line, then it becomes the collinear. It becomes the collinear. The collinear. So you should understand the collinear. Now, what is collinear? The collinear means when you find that the 2 3 points are lying on the same line, then it becomes the collinear. There are two things are there. The collinear. The how to find out the collinear. The whether they are collinear or not. Okay. So suppose if I have the 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, correct? They are not collinear, correct? But if I have the 1 2 3 point, they are lying on the one straight line. So we will say the collinear. So without drawing the plotting the graph, if we have to find out the collinear means if the 3 points are different, if we meet all the points, it makes the triangle. Am I right? But if the 3 points are lying in the one straight line, then these 3 points are on the straight line, they are said to be the collinear. So what we know? We know this formula. We know the formula, the area. Here also the point is same. Only thing, all have come in the same line. So this A has come to the this B has come in between the A and C. So the what is the area? You know it. You can find out the collinear formula. The area of ABC. ABC was it was the x1 y1, it was the x2 y2, and it was the x3 the y3. Correct? So what it was the formula I have given, the half into x1, that is a y2 minus y3 plus x2 into the x2. When we take it, it becomes the y3 minus y1, and when we take the x3, it becomes the y1 minus y2. Correct? This is the formula of that. Remember what happens? Then it becomes the collinear, coincide. It becomes the linear. It's a coinciding all three. Then means the area become the zero. The area becomes zero. So if you put the zero, you can find the what happens? X1 the y over 2 minus y3. the plus x2, the y3 minus y1 plus x3, the y1 minus y2 is going to become the 0, correct? 0, because this point has shifted to the single line, so the area has become 0. So when you take it this side, now what will happen? Then you will find that you are going to get the x1 0 is equal to 0 is equal to x multiplied by the x1, the x1 multiplied by the y2 minus y3 plus the x2, the y3 minus y1 and plus the x3, that is a y1 minus y2. Means if it is to be checked, the is it collinear? Just you find this. If you get this 0, then you can say all the 3 points are lying in the single line and they are the collinear, correct? This becomes the condition to become the collinear, correct? The collinear point, this become the point. You should understand, correct? You should understand. You should understand how to find out without calculating, without plotting anything. The points are collinear. If they satisfy x1, this one, if the value you get the 0, you should understand the points are the collinear. Understood? Then next is say the mid. If you have the 2 points here, A and B, and if you get the x1 and the y1, here is a x2, y2. It is a very simple. The midpoint somebody is asking C. The C coordinates will be the x. For the C, x coordinate, what will be there? The coordinates. The x coordinate will be just you add it x1 plus x2 by the 2. And the y coordinate will be that is y1 plus y2 by the 2. This will happen only when it is in the center. But the division is not always center. There can be the x1 y1 given and there can be the x2 y2. Is there is a 1 point which divide into the ratio of the m into n. This is called the section formula. It's a very simple. You can do it. Suppose this is the P is a point. The P is a point. P is the point. Let assume the P is a point x and y. We have to find the x and y, correct? And through 2 A and B the coordinates are given. The as per the section formula, what you will do it? The x is equal to, just you listen me carefully, you will understand. You take the first m multiply by the x2 other side. So m into the x2 plus n you multiply with the other side of the x. So become n into x1 and add the ratio m plus n. You got the x, that is the value of the x coordinate in the this one. The y also you can find out the same, m into y2 and the y1. It become the m plus n. So what is the care to be taken? You must take the care, because when you take the x2 first, in the second also you should take and answer will be the different. These are the basic formulas, you can use it. Suppose somebody is asking whether the question is like that, these 3 points are there, it is a lying on that. You say so simple, you know the radius, this is the circumference of the circle. If they give the any of the point, or if they give the 0 0, and if they give the points, the coordinate they have given suppose the 2 4 3 4 5 7. So you can find the distance radius. If the radius of the all the threes of the circle is equal, then we will say they all are lying on the circle circumference, correct? These are the question is asked, correct? In your chapter you will find that there is a many stories are there. Carefully you find, if you read the carefully, you will find the solution is the very simple. Only thing, they have made a lot of the story, it is likely to confuse it. So just read it carefully once or twice, you can understand. So now I am going to conclude the part 1 In the second part, gentlemen, I will take up the question from your the respective the exercise. Correct? Thank you. Thank you very much. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and pass the comments. Tell your friends also to view. I will try to be regular, giving the all details about the ninth also. We are giving from the 8th to 12th. All the subject we are trying. But we are very prompt in particular the math and the science. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.